Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf.
And I am CD Spivey, jamming to my little brother there.
And this is Censored Freedom. He did a great job on that song.
Yeah,
I love
he
that
did.
intro.
He did. It was pretty rad.
How's your arm this week, Bubba?
Moving right along.
Excellent.
Starting to get a little motion on it. Motion. Look at that motion. Okay. All right.
It's definitely been a crazy week, though. Been a crazy week in the world for sure.
Yeah.
So this show here is going to be pretty well focused on one topic and one topic only.
Immigration,
that's right. There's a lot of information coming out lately about immigration. This is something that is, for more than one reason, a very incredibly important topic that needs a lot more time covering it than what it's getting, in my opinion.
This is how the Democrats are going to cheat this time.
That's one of the many issues that it actually could have in this country. And we'll get into those as the show goes on. But one way that they're going to probably be able to cheat, you heard about that hack a little while back where all the Social Security numbers were stolen. Mm-hmm. Well, now we hear from the Social Security Administration, ladies and gentlemen. According to them, almost 3 million non-citizens are set to vote in this election.
And they're going to use your Social Security numbers to do it.
Absolutely. Some states only require a Social Security number as validation of proof. So they give a Social Security number, they're able to vote.
People that are dead now are now illegal aliens.
I mean, they were voting anyway, but at least they've got a corporeal body to vote with them or for them now. Yeah. They're still probably going to vote Democrat.
Well, that's what they're being told to by highest.org and all of those NGOs that are, carting them across the border is, you got to vote Democrat if you want to stay here, because that Trump is saying, hey, mass deportations, we're going to get you out of here. You can't, if you came across illegally, you can't stay.
And that's the way it should be. Absolutely, it's the way it should be. But
this isn't part of our notes, but I think I'm going to bring it up to you.
Okay.
I think we need to adopt Mexico's immigration policy.
What is Mexico's immigration policy?
Okay. Passages 32 through 33 of the Mexican Constitution.
Okay.
You can't be in their military. You can't be in their government. You can't be a police officer. You are picked last for jobs. And if you piss them off for any reason, they can kick you out of the country. And not only that, their police are so wonderful that they'll steal all your money as they do it.
You ain't wrong. One of them might bribe you to let you to stay, but just the same, you're right. And I think that's a great immigration policy, actually. That's the way it should be. America first. American people should get first shot at everything.
Is the Mexican immigration policy racist or fascist or xenophobic?
According to the left, probably. According to me, hell no. I don't think so. I think it's exactly what it should be.
Yeah. I truly believe that we need to adopt more strict immigration policy. And they're saying our immigration policy is broken. No, it's not broken. You're just not enforcing the laws on the books.
Well, it's only broken when Democrats are in office. Then they break the shit out of it. And then swear to God they need Congress to fix it. Even though we've seen Trump do it without Congress.
Well, honestly, he does need Congress because, as we stated in one of our other shows, the Article 1, Section 8 show, naturalization is
the duty
originated in Congress.
Right.
So, yes, he does need Congress to do this. But can he push the... He's supposed to, as the commander-in-chief, he's supposed to enforce the laws on the books.
Right.
Right? So, as an executive action, not an executive order, an executive action, he can, deport people enforcing the laws that exist already.
And have existed for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So we don't need new laws. We need enforcement of our laws.
Yeah.
And this is coming from the top down, like Homeland Security, for instance, right? Who should be securing the homeland?
Yeah, but Mayorkas is doing everything but.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, and I'm going to say it's a lot of it is leadership, but they have brought people into the fold that go by their way of thinking. You know, yeah, let's flood the country.
Right.
You know, Cloward Piven.
Oh, 100%.
You know, flood the country, flood the system, destroy the system. You know, only to let the World Economic Forum take it over.
Destroy the economic system. Destroy the
yeah. I mean,
school
they need
system.
Yeah,
destroy.
They need the central
government
bank
system.
Yeah, need central bank digital currency for so that the World Economic Forum can come in and take control of everything.
Well, what's sad, and again, this is off the notes, but we know that our economy is overdue for a correction. Stock market, especially, is overdue for a correction.
And I've said this several times. The stock market, it's being propped up.
Oh, 100%.
It is artificially, and even the big time experts are now telling us that it's being artificially propped up. You know, you have Main Street boarding up windows, while you have Wall Street
buying bigger houses.
So
there's an issue there clearly, because Main Street supports Wall Street and vice versa. So if one's closing down, the other one's going to fall behind it.
Not if foreign adversaries are taking advantage of us. You know, they see this $35 trillion in debt.
Right.
They see where we're going. They see that Venezuela is our future. So why not take advantage of us while we are printing all of this money, only to just drop the ball at the last, at the 11th hour.
Right.
I see that happening. I see BRICS already doing it. And it takes a little bit of time for a crash like that to happen, but the clock is ticking. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, Trump cannot stop it.
No.
Trump cannot stop this from happening.
This is one of those situations where so much damage has been done, so much has been had at this point that, to borrow a phrase from the Q guys, nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing.
Yeah, and I know that the Q guys are like, nothing could stop what's coming. Bruh.
But in this situation, financially speaking...
Hold on. You know what's really funny about a lot of the QAnon people?
What's that?
They've all got those sexy rifles, and they've got those chest rigs, right? And I'm kind of guilty of this. They got the chest rigs, they got the fancy, the helmet, the comms and all that shit, and they're all 150 pounds overweight.
Oh my God, that was unscripted. So you're not wrong. That's what makes it so funny. All the pictures you see there, so at least they're trying for survival, right? I mean, we do sit here talking about.
It seems like the only combat most of these QAnon people have seen is in the lunch line.
But what do they go
to get the last steak?
But what are they going to be combining? The blue-haired safe zones?
No. As I've said before, if we do have that kind of balloon go up, it's gonna be the UN. It's gonna be the FBI, CIA, 3-letter asshole punk ass agencies that are going to, kind of like Hurricane Katrina, where you had those military contractors going into houses, kicking doors in, and taking guns from people,
just totally destroying the constitutional rights of all the citizens there.
That's what it will be. The Antifa, the LGBTQ 123 FBI dirtbags, they're going to last about 20 minutes.
Right.
BLM, because they're the sore thumb that sticks out.
Exactly. They'll be the first ones gone.
Kind of like I see these dumbasses, wearing Hawaiian shirts, Boogaloo Boys. Yeah, wearing Hawaiian shirts, right? It's like, stop it, you retards. Oh, that's real tactical. Stop it.
But credit to the ones that are, regardless of how big or whatever size you are, you're actually out there prepping and trying and listening to the advice we're giving.
If you really think about it, if you live out, say where I live, no one's coming for you. That means no one's coming to round you up and put you on a train to a re-education camp. No one's doing it.
No, out there you've got other concerns.
No one. But also, if say a balloon goes up, no one is going to save you either.
Right.
So yeah, the ammunition and the sexy rifle and the kit is nice to have. But you need chickens, a garden, food stores, water stores, ways to feed yourself.
See, that's
and
what
take
the
care of your
rifle
family.
and stuff was to protect. Is the food stores and all those.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you've been doing the gardening and food stores and all that, your neighbor's aware of it, and your neighbor ain't been doing it.
You're right.
In the rural area, that could be a problem because, as you pointed out, ain't nobody coming to save you, and they know it too. So yeah, I can see just as much reason to
I don't
have.
know. I mean, a lot of the left wingers believe that people are coming to save them, and that people are coming to get the right winger people. The conservative Nazi is gonna be carted off and put on a train and sent to the concentration camp.
And when is McConnell going to do this? Did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
God, the turtle.
The turtle. If I've ever seen one in Congress, it's him.
Yeah, I put a shell on that guy. He's a fucking tortoise.
You ain't bro.
He's got that messed up neck. Yeah.
And he talks like this.
He even talks like this. He's kind of like Carl from Sling Blade. He might as well be Carl from Sling Blade.
Well, he's from a part of that Kentucky education system.
I reckon we're gonna have to sign a bill now.
I reckon I'll take some. I reckon I won't kill nobody today. But speaking of education system, Chicago, Chirac, check this out, Bubba. Chicago teachers say they were told to give illegal migrants passing grades. Okay.
They're doing that with everybody.
I mean, I was going to say Common Core started doing that a long time ago, but
the public school system. I put my kids in charter schools, and you can vilify me for it all you freaking want to. We have school choice in Tennessee. Bite me. But if your kids aren't in a charter school where you can choose their curriculum and kind of be a little bit more, kind of like with an IEP,
a little more hands-on,
public, yeah. And if you're not, you're failing as a parent anyway. But
100%.
If you're not directly involved in your kids' education, especially if they're in public school,
your
kids are in trouble.
Knowing what's gone on in our public schools in the last 2 or 3 years.
When they say more than 40% of kids can't read in the 9th grade, there's a friggin' problem.
Well, I mean, at least that 40% won't be finding the porn in the library.
I got into an argument online about that crap. There's no porno in the library and in the schools. It's like, just read the book Genderqueer.
Right, it's in all the libraries.
It describes fellatio.
Unquestionably,
with
yes.
Pictures.
And it's male, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's describing all of this to kids. See, Bubba, what would have happened to anybody, teacher, principal, friend down the street, if they would have been describing sex to a child when we were young?
The law would have been enforced. Graven images of to minors is a felony.
So maybe where you would come from, the law would be enforced. They'd be lucky if the law got called where I came from.
Well, yeah. You were kind of out there. I mean, you have Bubba and Joe Bob with a backhoe and a box of trash bags. Yeah. Somebody probably wouldn't make it home.
They'd have called the law. Make no mistake. After the beating was over, then they'd call the law.
They call it the Dirty South for a reason.
Exactly.
Because we solve our own problems.
But back to the story here, because we have jumped way off base. Not to doubt that the Common Core in our education system has gone down into the shithole. Make no mistake about it. In the last couple of years, especially, probably even worse than we were in school, and we thought it was bad then. But in all seriousness, what do you think about them giving passing migrants regardless?
As I said, they've been doing this for a long, long time. Yeah, it's favoritism in a way, but in a way, it's not. They are failing these kids, whether
Yes.
they're illegal aliens, children, or what. I still feel for these kids.
100%.
I don't feel for the parents because the parents are the ones that came here illegally.
Put them in the situation, but the kids don't have a
guarantee
choice.
with birthright citizenship.
Right.
Which may put me on the wrong side of a lot of people, but I don't believe in birthright citizenship, especially if both your parents came here illegally.
I'm with you on
Basically,
that
at
one.
that point, you are an anchor baby.
Anchors, dreamers, yeah. That whole, I've always disagreed with that whole idea. If you're pregnant, intentionally come to America to drop a child.
Sorry. Bye.
Yeah. I'm with you there. And now, if you're an American citizen has a child that's an American citizen, absolutely.
All of these people are coming for our welfare state.
Yes, 100%. And then the government gives away the bank to these people.
Yeah. So one of the ways that you fail a country is to bring illegal aliens in and have a welfare state. You can't have both. You can have a welfare state or you can have massive, immigration. But you can't have both here.
No.
Because one side is paying for this welfare state while the other side is collecting it. That's
Correct.
where a lot of the taxpayer citizens have problems with this. And if you want to call us, the fascist,
Racist.
xenophobic, racist Nazi, shut the fuck up. I've been paying into this system my entire life. I'm 45 years old, and I've had a job since I was 14 in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here.
I
We have
started
paid
out
in.
farming.
Okay, you a little worse than I was. I was at a restaurant and still am, but just the same, we've worked all of our lives.
You've been in the hospitality industry your whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've paid in. We've busted our butt. We've done our time. We've did our 40 a week every week.
Mm-hmm.
We've paid Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's dipped in our pocket every chance he's got to take that money out from us.
Yeah, and then you have illegals coming in and immediately getting us, Social Security. You know the problem with that is
I'm not giving free Social Security.
2035, Social Security is supposed to be bankrupt in 2035. And you have people, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're going to do something about it. $35 trillion in debt and racing
Right.
north every minute.
Well, here's what pisses me off. You've got these illegals that are coming in, and like I said, they're giving them the bank. They get free health care. They get free food stamps. I seen a video earlier of somebody in Springfield who said that we used to work at the grocery store, and someone come in with like $1,400 in food stamps and another some odd $100 in cash.
Yeah.
Just given to them by the government. I don't receive that. I'm an American citizen. I paid all that in. Where's mine? They get it just for walking in this country illegally nonetheless.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that for me?
Oh, no,
I
we
can't
make-
even get $2 on food stamps.
Yeah. We make too much money.
Right. That's my point.
And I mean, yeah, I'm almost a third Cherokee Indian, quarter Cherokee Indian, and I don't qualify because my ass too white.
Too white, works too often, does too good a work.
I got that white privilege going on where that's the white privilege where you got to wake up at 5:00 in the morning on Monday and leave your house, not see your house until Friday at 6 in the evening. And I am so privileged.
Now that is privilege. That's that white privilege. I was
So
wondering what they meant by that.
I sleep in my own bed 3 nights a week as a truck driver, and I am so privileged.
So we get the privilege of working more hours.
That's right. Yeah.
And supporting all the illegal immigrants. Well, I think that's just Americans, though. I don't think that's white anymore. I think it's American privilege at this point.
Let me go ahead and make that clear. Now there are teams of white people that are on the dole. Let's just call it.
Right.
And get your ass to work. I work. You work. If I wasn't hurt, I'd work because I enjoy working. It's just part of my life. I mean, if you do something you love, I mean, you're going to freaking, you're not going to work a day in your life. And I kind of like doing what I'm doing.
Right.
I play, when I'm at work, I play with Tonka toys all day.
But the American people are the ones paying for the illegal immigrants to do anything they do. Just wait till the left has to go use the hospital and they can't afford, or services aren't available because they're taken by all the migrants. Or there's no money left for you in welfare. The migrants have it.
Yeah.
But I'm an American citizen, and?
Yeah. And
that means we're going to take a little more from you.
Yeah, kind of like the whole thing where they were pushing veterans out of, the homeless veterans out of buildings to put migrants into them.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. Anything you do against the vet's going to piss me off.
Yep. Yep. So you have mentally ill veterans, and you can say, why are these veterans homeless? Because we failed them. That's why. You have veterans, combat veterans, especially combat veterans. If you're a combat veteran out there, guaranteed that you suffer from overpressure. Mm-hmm. And working in loud spaces, listening to loud noises, even the high pressure barometric system when a storm leaves, in the middle of the summer, when it's high barometric pressure. Overpressure is basically you've been shooting a gun, and your brain is your body is protecting your brain from all of this loud concussive
force and noise
through the gunfire, through IEDs, things like that, where your body is pushing more spinal fluid around your brain and crushing your fucking brain.
Gotcha.
It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. If you go to yawn and then click your teeth and it sounds like metal slamming together when you touch your teeth together, you have overpressure. It sucks.
And this is just one of many things these veterans come back with. PTSD.
Well, that's part of the PTSD
trauma,
as well. I mean, a lot of them just have so much excessive ringing in my ears. I'm one of them. There's times where I hear locusts or hear cicadas. There ain't no cicadas. I hear cicadas though. I don't know.
Wow.
Cicadas.
I have a ringing in my ears, but it's not cicadas. It's literally a ring, like a higher pitch than, say, a bug sound would sound. Yeah. But it's not just the Haitians that are coming in this country, though, that we keep hearing about, like in Springfield.
No, we only hear about them because they're new recipes for poodles and noodles and kitty cat pot pie. But it's we've got Chinese nationals. We do have Russians coming in here. All of these military age males. You have, of course, the Tren de Agua, the Venezuelan gang, the prison gang. All of this coming in. How long before these people are armed?
If they're not already. And now think of this. We're at war with Russia. Well, like it or not, in a proxy state, we're at war with Russia.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, it's not declared by Congress, but we are. So do we really want a bunch of, and I don't mean this to any Russians who are here legally, I want to be very clear. Do we want a bunch of Russian sleeper cells or Russian soldiers possible in this country that have illegally immigrated? Or Chinese? We're not on no better service with the Chinese than we are the Russians.
That's what this highest.org right now is, that NGO that we've been talking about for the last, 6-7 months?
Easily, if not a year.
That's what they're doing right now, is they're bringing these people in, they're pushing them through the Darien Gap, getting them north, into Mexico, carting them up through, either bus rides, train rides.
Oh, well, now they've avoided that, by the way. I want to fix this. So the numbers at the southern border have dropped immensely. They're now coming through all the rest of the ports of entry.
Yeah.
Flying and boating in different ways. So they're switching the numbers up and massaging them.
Yeah.
I mean, coming in different zones.
Kind of, we had that CBP whistleblower in San Diego. He was actually an ex-CBP because basically I think he was drummed out for the way he politically leaned.
Most likely.
Yeah, he freaking straight up said, it's the San Diego, like El Centro and all of that is a romper room right now. It is just a free-for-all.
Absolutely. It's getting crazy over there. Now, you couldn't pay me to go to California now.
Gruesome Newsom don't give no shits. He's going to get them in there, you know, and then they're going to push them. They're going to push them to red areas and get them voting.
Exactly. That's what they want to do. They're mad right now because more red areas aren't accepting migrants. They're moving to more of the blue areas or being bused to more of the blue areas. They're demanding that they be placed in these more red areas. Why? There's only one reason I can think of.
To change the electorate and flip, to flip us to blue.
They want a one-party system back.
Yeah.
Because make no mistake, like I said last show, they had a one-party system. It was Republican, Democrat. It was
I'm going to go ahead and argue that they still do. It kind of looks like a CR is going to happen now, if it hasn't already. I didn't see the vote, but yeah, it looks like this week a CR is going to happen, and it's not going to have the SAVE Act in it.
That pisses me off.
That tells you right there that Johnson is a weakling.
Which is a bad thingってwhat comes next is going to be really horrible for us if it's not played right, and I don't see it being played right.
Yeah, because you know that Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few others are going to fly off the handle. They're gonna try to remove him immediately, and we're going to end up losing other seats. And when we lose those seats, you know what happens next, right?
I know that Mr. Jeffries has been salivating for that gavel back.
That mother is going to be the Speaker of the House.
And then if we come into a position where Trump wins the election,
immediate impeachment. Immediate impeachment. I mean, they're already going to do it anyway.
They're going to try something. They're going to try not to let him in.
Let me go ahead and give you another bug in your ear.
Okay.
Who was supposed to approve the
Vice President?
Who's running for president?
Vice President. Son of a bitch.
Conflict of interest?
But however, Trump trapped her because the states have to call their stuff out. They can't just write. It's nothing secret about what goes on there, right? It's all called out. It's all stated.
If they don't block up the windows and kick out all the Republican.
Well, I mean in Congress. I don't mean at the voting center. Yeah, that's a whole nother. We can get into election integrity and what they're doing for that here in another show. But when it gets to Congress, when their senators come up and Congress, they speak it out. There's nothing like written, secretly handed, nothing like that. Is my point, right? At that point. So before Trump told us, and it was true, the vice president could send it back to the states to be validated or ask for correction or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
As much as the left tried to say that wasn't a thing, as soon as the election was over, they changed that law to where it is now not able to be sent back by the vice president, who will be doing. So if Trump wins, she can't just say, "Oh, I didn't win, send it all back."
Yeah, she can't. Well, the thing is he did have that power. I've been having an argument with this. I hit a wall of dipshits again this week.
Walls of dipshits are everywhere. Dipshit walls are just absolutely everywhere on X.
It seems like they're just building these cheerleader pyramids to block me from saying something.
Well, they're all built on. Well, they are all built on top of bots.
And of course, my right shoulder's kind of messed up right now, so I got to use my left shoulder to lean in there and just kind of.
Right.
You know,
to quarterback that shit.
Just
or defensive line that shit.
I can't even throw a grenade now. Freaking arm. But
speaking of, you were talking about you ran into a wall of dipshits.
Okay, yeah, I ran into a wall of dipshits again about the whole them cheating on, it's like, yes, it freaking happened, and
he had the power. He had the ability.
He had the power, and there was a lot of people saying, "No, he didn't. He never had that power," and I'm like, yeah, he did.
The fake news lied to you again. Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations, you indoctrinated dipshit.
Right. Like, now, if you look back, all these people that say he didn't have the power, look back shortly thereafter the election and ask yourself why they took that power away. Why would they change it if it didn't exist?
Yep.
Why would they have to change it? Oh, son of a bitch. He did have the power.
Yeah. So they took power away from the vice president. I kind of like that. Well, I don't like it because, you're
taking that power away.
Yeah, but if their duty is to approve it,
if they're corrupt, do they care about duty?
Yeah, but that did, in a way that I know I hate to quote Garth Brooks.
Please don't. No. A leftist quote. Are you kidding?
Just because the world is changing doesn't mean it should change me. Okay.
At least it's a smart leftist quote.
It's not really a leftist quote.
Garth is a leftist. It's a leftist quote. A leftist quoted saying.
But it's principle. It's we have morals. We have principles.
Yes.
We have a stance. And if we start,
wavering,
if we start mushing that up like putty to make it something else that it shouldn't be,
right?
Where are our morals? And
Absolutely.
then now we can be called out by the left for not having morals because we've compromised them. And that is they're kind of using that as well as a weapon against us.
Oh, they've been trying to do that for a while. That's why they use every homo slurry.
That's why they're also doing the whole, you're a Christian, aren't you? You're supposed to be all
forgiving.
Forgiving and accepting and all. Yeah, but there's also passages in the Bible that say, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one.
Absolutely. It doesn't say against self-defense, right?
Yeah, but defense of the country and defense of the country's principles.
And we see, and especially in the Old Testament more so, a lot of the countries being defended in fighting wars and fighting against each other. Walls of Jericho, Israel, a number of different ones in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. Destroyed a whole city and turned everyone to a pillar of salt. I mean, come on. There's give and take. You know what I mean? You've got the right to defend is the point here. Even though Sodom and Gomorrah was about something else entirely. But back to the sleeper cells. What if there are full armies, as Maxine Waters put it, training up in the hills? Now, that's not our armies.
It's fancy. You should say that, because what just came out this week, they have suicide or homicide squads, let's just call them, of teams, some of them foreign, some of them domestic, that are trying to assassinate Trump.
Really?
And they are finding this out now, that there are groups, some foreign, some domestic, that are trying to assassinate Republicans.
It's almost like it's only one side that's doing all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying on X for a long time that we don't need gun control. We need Democrat control. Like Bob Barker says, be sure to spay and neuter your Democrats.
To quote Tom McDonald, you're a terrorist when you're armed.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, they are. They are freaking nuts when they're armed.
And what's going to happen when Trump does win the election, and not if, when? And again, you got your BLM, you got your Antifa. Now you've got your Russian, you've got your Chinese, you got your whatever other country don't like us, Iranian.
We are so divided right now that we are very close to dividing states and fighting against each other.
What better time?
Are ripe for the frickin' picking.
What better time to strike? And I hate to say that, but I mean, when the country is its weakest, and let's admit, thanks to Biden, we are at our weakest right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've made the point several times that unity is our strength, not diversity. But what are the Democrats doing? They're pushing what?
Diversity.
Yeah.
They want to divide everybody.
Yeah.
Division. Diversity.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, that is Cloward Priven. They're trying to do it.
You racist.
Yeah. I'm the white supreme pizza.
How dare you? As a matter of fact, speaking to your point about it only being one side that's suddenly having all these threats against the maid, another story that we found this week: Democrat donor arrested for threatening to kill 6 Supreme Court justices. I wonder if they're conservative Supreme Court justices.
I'd say so.
I'd put money on it.
Wait a minute. Chuck Schumer. Judge Kavanaugh, you are gonna reap the whirlwind, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
You'll pay for what you've done.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
I never realized how much he reminds me of a Wicked Witch till now.
Just pour water on him.
You'll pay for what you've done.
Just pour water on him. I'm melting.
Oh, Lord, if only it was that easy. He survives acid rainstorms, so, I mean... Maybe he's a lizard.
A good old Chuck the Schmuck.
Maybe he's actually a lizard.
He is a lizard. I don't know.
Maybe that conspiracy theory is true. Maybe they're all lizards. Okay, I'm just going crazy now. I'm being out there now. I do not believe that.
Yeah,
I want to be very clear.
I don't have. That's why I don't have Geico insurance.
That's easier. So easy that a caveman can do it.
That's racist against cavemen.
It really is. See, that's that more of that anti-white stuff. That caveman was whiter than white. They were starting earlier than we realized.
He just had a furry face and bad teeth. Wait a minute, he was from England?
Yes, I was just thinking that too. We're Scottish.
God. We're awful.
We really are. Not as bad as lefties, though. And that, ladies and gentlemen, music means it is the end of the show. I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf.
And I am CD Spivey.
And this has been Censored Freedom.
Bless y'all.
Love y'all.
Come follow, comment, check our stuff out.
X Rumble YouTube. Check us out.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Hakuna Matata, bitches.